Hey dudes, HW here. Thank you so much for watching Tone Junkie TV. Unless you've been living under a rock, you know that Tone Junkie and Stoogie have partnered up to bring you the awesome Stoogie collection. It is a collection of Kemper profiles, of cabinet IRs, even some Helix stuff, and who knows what's coming in the future. But what I wanted to do was show everybody what is in this first park pack.
Great.
It's the park profiles, both channels. The channels link together. There's direct profiles. There's studio profiles, of course. It's dual profiles of the park and the JMP 50.
That's right.
Which is the final Delirious rig.
That's right.
And it's also performances. We did Raindown. We did My Glorious.
Yes.
And we did you Feel the Mountains Tremble?
Correct.
And we copied a bunch of your tones, your effects that you use on your board from various, effects units. And we put those into the Kemper, and I think people are really going to love these effects.
I think so too. Worked hard on them, and there were some nice surprises within that. You know how with the delays and the ambience and the reverbs and what have you. But you're such a pro at this. I'm picking up tips all the time about presentation,
the Kemper, about everything. So these effects, first of all, the delays sound glorious in the Kemper. The verbs sound great. And I learned a thing or two from watching you dial in the flanger and the chorus and even the fuzzes. I don't think I've ever heard the Kemper fuzzes sound this good. So I'm really excited for you guys to have Stu just sort of walk us through some of the tones that we put in these performances. And take it away, Stu.
The fuzzes were actually kind of a surprise too, because if you try and put fuzz into a Kemper using it as a pedal platform, it doesn't work.
Right.
Yeah, so
but the built-in fuzzes, I think you got sounded
really good. Yeah. I'm really happy with those. Yeah, really lush.
Cool.
So, do you want me to talk about the Raindown setup?
Yeah, let's. I'm gonna let Stu take this away, and we're gonna run through these profiles and these performances. So check them out.
So the Raindown Performance Pack is based around the Stoogie D Farewell profiles, which is the dual profile of the Park and the JMP. For the intro, I've got two sounds going on. One is like that profile, kind of clean with some delay on it, just a quarter note delay. And then for the second half of the intro, when the band comes in, I've got the D ruse. So it just has more gain on that. So check that out. So for the verse on Raindown, I don't really play a lot in that verse, but what is there, it has this kind of clean sound, but it's got flanger on it. And so my kind of inspiration for that is definitely Andy Summers and Alex Lifeson, that kind of thing, where there's a nice lush modulated flange with delay, and then that picks up into the pre-chorus and then goes back into an unaffected drivey sound for the chorus. For the bridge and the big instrumental bits of Raindown, I'm using the Farewell rig with the same quarter note delay, but with a huge fuzz on it. It's one of the sounds on the Kemper that I'm really excited about. We've based it on the muffin fuzz that's in the Kemper, and it kind of reminds me of this kind of sounds I was using on Investigate with Delirious and on Raindown, of course. So I'm kind of playing big chords for the first half of it, and then on the record it kind of goes into sort of more of a Brian May type thing where there's harmonies going on, but when I play it live, I just kind of do the first half big chords and the second half the melody. So for My Glorious, when we recorded it, we had to park, and we pretty much turned it up to every knob all the way up full, and that was the tone for My Glorious, and it kind of like it's that tone all the way through, basically, with a few effects on it. When it came to building the performance, we've used the Park L4 profile, which is a really high gain. It's almost up full, not quite. It's just the one that sounded great, and it sounds like the record, honestly, for the Kemper. So the intro and verse 1, I'm just using the L4 profile, and it's got a little bit of spring reverb on it that I matched my spring sound on my pedal board. So yeah, that's the intro and verse 1 of My Glorious. It's just simply the Park L4 and a little bit of reverb. For the pre-chorus and the chorus of My Glorious, try saying that fast, we're using the Park L4 again. We've just added some delay that kind of goes in time with the song, and that's basically it. So after the first chorus, there's like a turn, and I put the chorus on there on the record and live when we used to play that, and that stays on through verse 2. So then we go back to the chorus with just L4 and the delay, and then for the solo patch is still the Park L4 with the delay, but it has what I call the fuzz romance, which is the other fuzz algorithm in the Kemper, but it kind of sounds like the sort of it sounds like my tone bender, my color sound tone bender that I used on God's Romance on Glow. So it is a killer solo tone. The thing with all the delays on these packs is that when I'm using delay on my pedal board with my Eventide H9s, and when I was using the Line 6 stuff, it was the same thing. I have an expression pedal that is changing some of the parameters. So on Kemper, they call it morphing. And so we've got the expression pedal that's morphing the delays to kind of expand the feedback, lengthen it and make it super ambient. So when Delirious would do My Glorious Live, there would often be a moment at the end of the song where people just wanted to keep singing, glory, glory, send your glory, you know, that tag. And sometimes we would just play that instrumentally. It would be one of those moments that we just like wait to see what would happen. And so I've kind of put a profile in there on this pack. There's super ambient, and it's based on the Farewell rig. With a big stereo delay and a big ambient reverb, and it's just super lush, and I hope you're going to enjoy this. But again, I've got the more function so that it just kind of builds on the repeats, and you can get some really great things, almost sound like you're looping, you know. But yeah, I hope you enjoy that. For the Did You Feel the Mountains performance, we've based every sound on the Park linked series. So we start on L2. And so when we used to do Did You Feel the Mountains Tremble, you know, the signature beginning of that is that kind of chug sound, you know, jing, 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 but that's all acoustic. And I'm just doing swells with that until the big slide thing comes in. So basically we're on L2 with a dotted eighth delay, and I'm swelling on that and playing around with the morphing until the big slide section comes in, which is still L2, I believe, but it's got the big fuzz on there, so with all the delay on it. So yeah, that's the intro, and the big slide thing, swells. It's all cool. Hope you enjoy that. So on the chorus of Did You Feel the Mountains, we're still using the linked Park profiles, but we've upped the gain for the chorus, and so we're on L3, still with the dotted eighth delay. That kind of, I've tried to make sound like a memory man, and it's pretty good. So yeah, that's the chorus, L3. So for the solo of Did You Feel the Mountains Tremble, we've used the L4 profile, which is the Park 1 turned up like we did on My Glorious, the same profile. It's got the dotted eighth delay going away, and and at the end of the solo is when the song really bottoms out. And so on the record and live, because I'm playing a drop D, the very last note of the solo goes down to that big D chord with the drop D sound, and we're flipping on a tremolo that kind of does that thing, and so we've recreated that on the patch in the performance, and sounds really awesome. We go back to the Park L3 profile for that particular patch, and it's got the tremolo and the dotted eighth delay going on, and it's fun to use the morphing on that again to get the repeats kind of never ending.